Now, also on the front page of The Australian reads, push for super to be saved for aged care. All taxpayers must stump up more, potentially through a new levy, and wealthier older Australians will need to dip into their private savings to lift the quality of aged care. A new proposal put to the Albanese government warns. Steve, this is a concerning turn of events. Aged care is already very expensive and we have an ageing population in this country. Do you think this is a worry for Australians?
Sophie, it's a concern that we've got such a broken aged care system that now we're going to dip into people's super to pay for it. I mean, already people are having to sell their homes to actually pay the bond to get into superannuation, which adds quite a lot of significant stress to families just when their loved ones are quite ill and they have to make those decisions really quickly on whether they sell their house. Now, why is the system so broken and what have they been doing for so long? And they've underpaid staff for quite a long time. And now, if we want to have aged care that works, we need to pay people properly. But the other question is, are we going into aged care too early? Should we actually be staying at home for longer? And would that be a better quality of life for people? Because I don't know many people who go, you know what, I want to jump into an aged care home in the next 5 minutes.
Absolutely, Caroline. It seems like this remains an issue for the Albanese government. It was certainly an issue for the coalition government. They just can't seem to get this right, can they?
No, and you'll recall in their budget in reply when they were still in opposition, aged care reform was the centrepiece of that speech. And they've since brought in a number of reforms which, if you speak to people who are actually in the industry, the concern is that it's making various problems worse instead of solving problems which are already there. So, look, I'm sure if it was easy to fix, Soph, it would have been done already. So I do appreciate that there is a serious level of complexity there, but ultimately, when you put in place reform packages, you need to consult with all stakeholders over whether those reforms are actually going to do what is intended or create other issues which may not have been considered at the time the policy was developed. So I think there's a whole number of issues there, but because Albanese made such a big point of it, he's going to be expected to fix it.
Absolutely.